And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today, we're currently featuring over 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. We also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is I have the actual audio masters from all along the way, over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You ought to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. In addition, 2 of the 3 may be rotated separately. They are selected by a 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented, resonant dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant dipole runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over for Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to a local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is part of the band that has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I have a beautiful copy right now. You're now getting up to 5 over 9 direct, so I don't have an SDR situation here whatsoever. But your good copy. It's mostly sunny, upper 70s right now. We had a power outage yesterday from mid-afternoon until 1:30 in the morning due to trees down and storms. And we picked up an inch of rain yesterday, and that brings us to 6.20 inches for the month. Normally for the entire month up here is 4 inches, so we're exceeding normal on that. But you're coming in absolutely solid, and are we doing okay, I assume, through Milford, Jim? Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Charlie, you're 30 over on Milford. Roger, roger.
Yes, sir, Charlie, you're 30 over on Milford. Roger, roger.
Okay, I've got a little bit of Captain Mike on here, recorded in the last day and a half, and here he is. As he was flying the Boeing 767 from Sacramento, California to Philadelphia. I think that's the direction he was going, and here is his transmission.
From QRM from another station, but you're up all right through them there. But we're just passing Rockford, Illinois at 37,000. Got a nice tailwind here, 60 knots. We're doing 530 across the ground. So a good copy of 59 plus. Back to you, Charlie. Pretty warm. So Rick, just coming up on Northbrook, Charlie. Nice day over the lake. Looks pretty clear, and we'll be heading up over Harbor here shortly. But yeah, looks like about I think it was, 140 on the ground in Philadelphia there. But yeah, you're booming in here. Good copy on you there. And Jim was in there shortly. I guess he didn't hear us at 1500. over the lake in about 30 seconds. Charlie, we're right over Northbrook and coming up over Lake Forest. Yeah, looks like Lake Forest is right on the water there, but yeah, we're just coming up over the shoreline now. But anyway, yep, I'm starting to pick up some splatter from another station. Are you seeing another station out there nearby? Interfering with anybody else, but okay, Charlie. Well, great copy on you there. What's my signal for you? Said about 25 over.
Okay, there you are. That was Captain Mike as he flew over the southern part of Lake Michigan, south of Milwaukee, but north of Chicago, and then over Benton Harbor, Michigan. I wonder if that came through. It's amazing what he does with an antenna on a Boeing 767 two-engine jet. What he does with an antenna that is only 8 feet long and only 400 watts. KX4WC, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie, just fine. You're just, like I say, constantly about a 30 over on Milford SDR. Just beautiful. And you were mentioning something about a power failure. What kind of power failure did you have there?
Power failure. What kind of power failure did you have there?
Yeah, yesterday we had, for us, a very humid day and a high of 81. Then a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we had a quick thunderstorm, and there were a few hailstones coming down mixed with that. And there were many trees that got toppled in many places, and it certainly knocked the power out here from around 3 p.m. until 1:30 in the morning. So it was close to 10.5 hours. And over in Vermont, they were hit very badly also. A lot of power outages, but it was weather related. And if that was going on right now, I would not have been able to get on today. But right now, the weather is trying to cooperate. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie, do you have any backup power available?
Charlie, do you have any backup power available?
I hate to admit it, but no, I do not. No, I do not. I just hold my breath. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, gosh, we've got about 3.5 kW standby. We try to fire it up about once every couple of months just to be sure everything's copacetic. I think the last time, though, I had used some of the gas out of the generator tank, and I guess I used more than what I thought, because when I tried to start it, it would not start. And usually, I put a ether port in that air breather right at the carburation point. And so usually I just, instead of pulling my head off, I just go out there and give it a shot of ether and pull it, and boom, it starts off the first time. This time, about 7 pulls later, I said, nah, something's wrong here. And so I put some gas in it, and then hit it with a touch of ether, and first pull, she took off, so she was just out of gas.
First pull, she took off, so she was just out of gas.
When you're lacking the gas, you're certainly lacking the efficiency of the generator. I certainly hope that you don't have any problems. I certainly remember a year ago, last February or thereabouts, we had a power outage here, and the temperature was 11 below zero. Winds were gusting to 60 and 70 miles per hour. And I was out without power for 8.5 hours. I thought I was going to lose all of the water was going to freeze and everything else. But eventually, when the power came back on, came on one drip at a time, and another faucet began to work a little bit. And I was scared on that one, but boy, I'll tell you, I was really worried. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, we'll just keep our fingers crossed that, things stay stable and gas doesn't get too much more expensive, Roger.
Gas doesn't get too much more expensive, Roger.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible, these prices, but I guess we have to live for it. Maybe things will straighten out and more common sense will be spread out throughout the whole country, that is for sure. Well, look, Jim, I'll let you go. There are probably many stations that would like to test out their equipment. You do an absolutely excellent job on helping people out and getting a lot of their modulation problems straightened out and rig problems straightened out also. So we'll try to catch you next week. And let's hope that things will work out good, and also that you stay nice and healthy out there. Nice and healthy. KC9VKV, K1GZL, Clarksville, northern New Hampshire on the Quebec border. 73 to you there, Jim. Always a pleasure.
73, Charlie. Thanks for jumping aboard here, and have a great afternoon and the weekend coming up. And just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And that will take you to our YouTube Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently featuring over 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This recording will be cut number 1 in that series. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
There's a November station in there. November station, give me about 10 seconds. Tell me about your antenna system. Let me look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
Let me look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
Roger, this is November Kilo 3 Victoria. November Kilo 3 Victoria. I'm using a flat top antenna. I got it cut for about 75 meters, but I've got it running through a tuner here. And I'm running barefoot about 90 watts in the Kenwood TS 830 sugar. This is November
Roger, November Kilo 3 Victoria. I've got you there down in Georgia, matter of fact. Sounding mighty good. And what was that radio you're running?
Sounding mighty good. And what was that radio you're running?
It's a new to me, Kenwood TS 830, over.
TS 830, Roger. And what's your location and name, sir?
30, Roger. And what's your location and name, sir?
Yeah, excuse me. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and I am located in Northeast Alabama, over.
Roger, Jim. Well, listen, I've been listening to your radio. If you might be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you verifying that you're in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Are you familiar with that setting?
Pass mode. Are you familiar with that setting?
Negative, I am not.
Alrighty, well, take a note there, and you can check it out at your leisure. You want to be in the 100 to 2900 bandpass mode. And so sometimes the radios give you options about what transmit bandpass widths you want to be in. And so you want to be in that wide mode, 100 to 2900, if your radio is capable of doing that. If not, it's just as capable as the radio is. The higher the frequency that it is, the better to operate on that one. Roger?
The frequency that it is, the better to operate on that one. Roger?
Roger, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. I've just had this rig for a couple of weeks here. Of course, it's vintage, early 1980s, I guess. So, but anyway, I thought I'd throw it up here and see if this works at all.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, let's move on with our setup then. Starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. compression on, and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your control is labeled. We just want about a third of that compressor, something you'll never hear on the air, but it helps us with the end dynamic range that we're looking for. So 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Roger. Okay, I turned the compressor on now, and it's and I've got the level set about 1/3 of the way, less than half, more than a quarter, and so the compressor is now on, or the processor is now on. Over.
Roger. Now I'm taking it that you're running a hand mic. Is that correct?
I'm taking it that you're running a hand mic. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. It's a very cheap microphone.
All right, sir, I'm going to tell you about how to run that mic that will be as clean as possible. Bring it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, and talk across it. That's the best way that'll minimize any kind of mouth noises there. Bring it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Roger?
To the corner of your lips and talk across it. Roger?
Roger. Okay. Well, I'll give that a try. And this is what I'm doing now, and hopefully you'll see a difference.
Yes, sir. Perfectly clean. Absolutely clean, that last transmission. So that's the way you want to run that mic. Now, let's move to your ALC with the mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word, which is audio, stretch out the A. Don't stress the word too much, more than just a word in a normal conversation, but audio. And as you say that word, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3.
ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, this is NK3V, and I'm adjusting my mic gain now. Audio. I guess that should about do it.
Yes, sir, that looks really good. Now, do you have onboard equalization on that radio?
Do you have onboard equalization on that radio?
Negative, I do not.
All right, then what I would suggest would be moving back off mic just about an inch further off mic than where you have been, and let me hear you about 10 seconds as you tell me what you like best about your radio.
10 seconds as you tell me what you like best about your radio.
Okay, this is NK3V and Qso with KC9VKV. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is an older radio. I picked it up a couple of weeks ago, and I always liked the Kenwood hybrid radios. My first radio in the ham world about, I guess 45 years ago was the Kenwood 520. And so I picked up this TS830 about 2 weeks ago. And, I don't know, I'm just throwing it up here for nostalgia's sake. This is NK3V.
Roger there, Jim. I think that's got it. What we needed was just a little more top end. So when you back about an inch further, that gave you that additional edge, and I think that's just beautiful. You know, and we got to do something when we don't have onboard EQ. Then we have to make the mic work for us, and depending on how we work the mic to shape the sound without internal EQ capabilities. Roger.
Sound without internal EQ capabilities. Roger.
Roger. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Your signal was down just a little bit there, so perhaps mine is coming down a little bit. As I indicated before, I am running barefoot, probably about 90 watts. So, well, I'm certainly glad that I found you on the air today. And like I said, it's a new rig, and I didn't know where I was with it. In terms of setup, etc. So thank you very much, and we'll pass on 73 at this time, and I'll take the tips about how to operate the mic more efficiently, and put this old warhorse to work here. KC9VKV, this is NK3V. Thank you very much again.
Roger, roger, Jim. Okay, just remember, work that mic, pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. And just for kicks, well, you might consider leaving your ALC meter out as you're talking and, communicating, and be looking at your ALC meter as you speak. And the whole idea is to be able to control that ALC meter by your voice to keep it right in that sweet spot, which is mid-scale to 2/3. So, over a week or two, if you're just watching that meter, you'll develop a relationship that will let you put that meter exactly in the sweet spot as you're speaking all the time. Roger?
Exactly in the sweet spot as you're speaking all the time. Roger?
Roger, roger. I understand. Okay, well, let's see. I am hitting a little bit hard here. Let me turn the mic gain down just a little bit more. You can get back onto the side of the microphone. Okay, once again, thank you very much. In 73, have a wonderful day. This is NK3D.
Roger, roger, Jim. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. If you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. And this will be cut number 1 of a series of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it posted up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. So 73, Jim, we'll catch you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Net, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Thought I heard a K9 station. Is there a K9 station out there?
I heard a K9 station. Is there a K9 station out there? Yes, K9.
All right, I still just caught the K9. Tell you what's the K9 station. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds? And let me look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
Let me look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
All right, I just got my Milford receiver back up. Understand you're running about 65 watts. What's the name there?
Understand you're running about 65 watts. What's the name there? Okay, the handle here is Jim. Juliet India Mike.
All right, Jim, and what radio are you running?
All right, Jim, and what radio are you running? Running an Icon 7300. Matter of fact, I just turned the amp on. It'll take a few seconds and I'll get this thing up and I'll be able to hear you, I think.
Great. And Jim, where are you located?
Great. And Jim, where are you located? Okay, did that help a bit? Maybe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And where are you located, Jim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And where are you located, Jim? I just lost you. You went out of the band.
Hello. Well, gosh, I don't know what to say. Mother Nature might be playing those games again. Hopefully I'll be back up in a moment, though. How about it, Jim, your coffee now?
Back up in a moment, though. How about it, Jim, your coffee now? Yeah, I can barely copy you. But, handle Juliet India Mike, and I'm located in Peoria, Illinois, and been a ham for 44 years, and got back acting quite a bit, so that's about it. K9QZ.
Roger, Jim, sounds like you might be just slightly off frequency. We're on 7188.00. Check your frequency. We're on 7188.00, Roger?
188.00, Roger? Okay, Air7 188.20.
I take it 200.
I take it 200. That should be a little better. K9QV.
Still sounds a little off. That 7300 should be right on frequencies. You should be right on 7188, and it should be right on frequency. Sounds a little low.
And it should be right on frequency. Sounds a little low.
But anyway, Jim, we'll just run it like that. If your 7300 says that you're running on 7188, we'll just leave it like that, sir. And if you're interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you double checking to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 wide band pass, transmit band pass. Roger?
2900 wide band pass, transmit band pass. Roger? Okay, there's 7188. That should be a little better. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's where we are. So good, great. Now I want you to check and be sure you're in that transmit wide bandpass mode, 100 to 2900. Are you familiar with that?
Pass mode, 100 to 2900. Are you familiar with that? The band, you're floating in and out on me, so I don't think we're going to be able to continue.
Roger, Jim. Well, gosh, maybe if my signal comes up to you later on, you can try me again, and maybe we'll have better conditions. 73 for now, and have a great afternoon if we don't get better conditions later. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 3 Alpha Charlie.
Kilo 3 Alpha Charlie, who we got there? What's the name?
Kilo 3 Alpha Charlie, who we got there? What's the name?
Yeah, my name is Bob, Boston Ocean, Boston, and we're located in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, about halfway between Philly and Trenton, New Jersey, near the Delaware River. Beautiful signal into southeastern PA this afternoon. And we have spoken before. It's been a while, though. Back to you. This is K3AC.
Roger, Bob. And what radio are you running this afternoon?
Roger, Bob. And what radio are you running this afternoon?
Well, we are the proud owner of a new Elecraft K4, running about 1150 watts with the amplifier into a 80-meter doublet at 60 feet. Over.
Roger. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, starts with you double checking to be sure you're in the 100 to 2900 wide bandpass mode.
100 to 2900 wide bandpass mode.
We are actually running the enhanced single sideband mode, and we're running it 100 to 3800. We're running a little wide, which we use on 80-meter rag tune nets there, so we haven't changed that. We can turn it off if you want to tell us the difference there. Over.
Well, I'd prefer that you run 2900 on this frequency. When we're there, we have other nets trying to operate in this confined area there, and if you get too broad, you get people coming to look for you with pitchforks.
Too broad, you get people coming to look for you with pitchforks.
Okay, we turned the enhanced single sideband mode off there. We're at 2800 here. Over.
Do you not have a 2900 capability?
Do you not have a 2900 capability?
That is the factory default bandwidth, 100 to 2800.
Alrighty. Well, that's can you manually put in a 2900? I'm just curious because, that is pretty much considered wide, is 100 to 2900. if you have the capability, you know, when we start looking at audio, the audio is affected by the bandpass. You know, when you move it down to 2800, you're attenuating some of those top end that would be nice in articulation. You know, and also it would. When you do that, then you know, we're not sure about what EQ to crank in, because you're actually terminating some of your top end by that 2800 band pass mode.
Your top end by that 2800 band pass mode.
Okay, we didn't get your handle or QTH here, and I don't remember it. I'm at 3 KC wide now. That's about as close I can come to 2900. Over.
Yes, okay, Roger. The name here is Jim Juliet India Mike. The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, where we help people with their radios, and we also are recording. So if you wanted to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2900 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and we'll have it uploaded by tomorrow. Now, if you might be interested in a further setup, we do go to the compressor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, something you'll never hear on the air, but we're moving towards a 3 dB dynamic range as an end result, and that 3 on the compressor helps us get it there. Roger, Roger?
3 on the compressor helps us get it there. Roger, Roger?
We are on 3 on the compressor, which is where we usually leave it there, Jim. So we're way ahead of you. How do we sound, by the way?
Well, let's go to your ALC and double check your level there. See if we can get that 3 dB dynamic range. So you go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word, audio, and you say it, don't stress it, just say it as you would any other word in a QSO, audio, and you adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC by mic gain manipulation as you say the magic word, audio.
Gain manipulation as you say the magic word, audio.
Okay, KC9VKV from K3AC, and here we go with audio. Okay, now the K4, Jim, does not give you your typical ALC meter reading with the, you know, the colored band, and you keep it at 2/3 and all that. It's a small ALC meter, horizontal bar graph, and the manufacturer recommends it be kept between 5 and 7. What those numbers mean, I have no idea, but that's where we're hitting it now, right about halfway between number 5 and the full scale of number 7, with the compression on at 3. Over.
Roger, well, you are at 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is running 80 to 85%. So that's exactly where we want it to be there. You know, you can make that dynamic range 2 dB or 1 dB, but the problem is when you go past a dynamic range of 3 dB and continue to squash it, it starts to blur and it becomes more difficult to understand. And what we're trying to do is to create a signal that is maximum understandability with maximum volume. So we've found that 3 dB is the perfect compromise for that, Roger?
Found that 3 dB is the perfect compromise for that, Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, okay, very good. Well, we, with the president microphone set up, we have listened to our transmit signal. Feature that you may not be aware of. It's called TX test, where you activate this TX test, and it will allow you to set your mic gain, your compression, and listen to it on the through headphones on the built-in monitor circuit without transmitting any RF. You don't need a dummy load. You can set all that up. You don't send any power out to the antenna. It's a very nice feature that I don't think any other modern transceiver has that I'm aware of, but just thought I'd let you know because you specialize in audio there. So back to you, KC9VKV from K3AC.
Roger, Bob. Call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, and that radio does sound really good. Just getting a little bit of mouth noise there. Are you working a hand mic or are you working a desk mic?
Are you working a hand mic or are you working a desk mic?
We're running a professional desk mic, the model Electro Voice RE20, the big wide dynamic range. We do not have a pop filter on it. We didn't stick that on there yet. We just recently changed mics. But give me a transmission. I'll stick this pop filter on. Over.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I would really be in favor of the foam windscreens. They do so much good. I am, usually ham shacks are not ideally suited acoustically for microphones and such, but so I do suggest tight miking, but I think you have to use a foam windscreen to do that. That's what we're doing. We're right on the mic here, but then when you do that, you have to EQ for that proximity effect like that. And that's what we've done. But anyway, let me hear you with the foam windscreen on.
But anyway, let me hear you with the foam windscreen on.
Yeah, okay, very good. KC9VKV from K3AC. Okay, Jim, we have the foam windscreen on now. Looks like our settings are pretty much the same. We didn't adjust mic gain. You may want to, and it looks like we're hitting about the same level of modulation we did before. So if that, let us know if that took any sibilance there, or I guess they call it in the audio game plosives. Plosives, when you hear that P sound. Back to you, K3AC.
Yeah, Roger, Bob. Well, there's all kinds of noises there that, in addition to plosives, just a general gyration of mouth noises that a foam windscreen just takes out, just filters out, and just leaves the good stuff, takes all the bad stuff out. And, I don't think I've ever heard a bad foam windscreen that actually attenuates the syllabic range,
That actually attenuates the syllabic range,
Yeah, I agree. We have several windscreens here, and they all work about the same. They don't seem to knock down, the audio amplitude. So we usually keep one on. But we just changed mics, so we didn't have one on there. Anyway, appreciate all the help there, Jim. I'll let you carry on. I know there's probably a lot of guys looking to speak to you, and nice to hear you again. You have a nice rest of your afternoon there and evening, and enjoy the weekend. Back to you, KC9VKV from K3AC.
Roger, Bob, and just a note, our set has a spectrum analyzer on it, and the spectrum analyzer has 3 white marks on it. The white mark to the furthest left denotes 100 cycles. The white mark to the further closest to the right is 1 KC. Then there's a black area which is 2 KC. Then there's another white line which is 4 KC. So just to explain the meter there a little bit in its operation, and it looks like you're probably rolling off on the bottom end there, probably at about 300 cycles or so. But obviously I'm using Georgia SDR, and they are notorious for rolling off lower frequencies. I wish I could have gotten you on my home system, which is good down to 100 cycles. Roger.
System which is good down to 100 cycles. Roger.
Roger, Roger. By the way, Jim, what is your setup there? I don't think I recall microphone-wise. Over.
This is a homebrew condenser microphone into an ART preamp, into some EQ, and then into a 7300. We just started running the 7300 here in the past 2 or 3 weeks. We've been using pretty highly modified 990 before that, Roger.
990 before that, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, the condenser mic and the preamp there sounds very good. And the 7300, very nice radio. We have one of those too, but not hooked up at the present time. Okay, thanks very much, Jim. Appreciate all the help, and we'll check back again next Friday, and we'll let you carry on there. KC9VKV from K3AC.
Roger, Roger, Bob. At the end, we'll have this uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. If you want to hear your radios, it'd be KC9VKV logbook on a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Bravo X-ray.
Kilo Bravo 3 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Bravo 3 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Bravo 3, Whiskey Bravo X-ray.
Whiskey Bravo X-ray, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Whiskey Bravo X-ray, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Name here is Jeff, located about 50 miles south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Roger, Jeff, and what radio you're running?
Roger, Jeff, and what radio you're running?
Unknown 7000.
What was the front of that 7000?
What was the front of that 7000?
Unknown Apache Labs.
A non-7000, Roger, Roger. Sounds pretty good, sir. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system for about 10 or 15 seconds? Let me listen to you and that radio.
15 seconds? Let me listen to you and that radio.
I run a, let me see, what am I on now? A double bazooka 4080 meter. I have a tri-bander, TA33 mostly. And if that ain't enough for, Bazooka's beaming your direction in the right direction, so. Anyway, there you go.
All right, yeah, just found you on my local antenna, and I would like to maybe give me 10 more seconds and tell me about the radio you like. What about on 10 seconds or so?
My radio and the Apache Labs 7000. Had it about 3 days. I used to have one. And no, I was listening to you talk. It seems like your de-esser ain't working. Your de-esser ain't working because you got a lot of. Besides that, your radio sounds real good, but it's got like really high.
Yeah, I was just checking your lower end there. It's really heavy. It's definitely down to 100 cycles, Roger.
It's really heavy. It's definitely down to 100 cycles, Roger.
Yeah, it's running 50 cycles. I'm running 50 to 29. I can take it up a little bit, but that's where I normally run it. It normally does very well. 29 right there.
Oh, roger that, roger that. Yeah, I just did not have that good a copy on you, but I did have enough to hear a really heavy bottom end. But you know, the whole thing at the bottom end is you got to have enough top end to support it. You know.
Enough top end to support it. You know.
Oh yeah, okay. Yes, sir. I cut back the bottom end just a little bit there. That might have helped.
Yeah, I went back to Milford. I did not have that good a copy on my my local antenna, so I went back to Milford and those most of all those you know, those SDRs are rolled out at about 250, 300 cycles.
At about 250, 300 cycles.
Okay, yeah, I took a little bit more off the back end. We'll see. I took it off. All right, that ought to help. That ought to be pretty close to my signal on my signal generator. It looks pretty nice. Looks like Bart Simpson. Looks pretty straight across now. So if you got a good enough signal that you can hear me good, it should sound pretty good.
Yes, sir. I'm on my local antenna, and I did have enough signal strength then, and you are at zero level at 100 cycles, so you're very broadbanded but balanced, Roger.
QSL, yeah, it should sound pretty good. Hopefully I don't have too much low end now. It's only the third day I had the radio, so I'm working on it.
Roger that. Well, listen, if you want to hear your audio, you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently running 2,200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This one will be cut number 1, regardless of what YouTube says, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger?
Roger?
QSL. So basically it's okay now. I don't have too much bottom end. I normally run 50 hertz, so if I go back down to 50, I like a little bit of bottom end. I like a little bit of that. Sound pretty decent there. It should be okay. It should sound pretty decent there.
Yes, sir. Well, it's all a matter of top end balance to mid-range and bottom end balance to mid-range, So provided mid-range is flat, then that's the neat part to start from, and just balance your top to mids and your bottom to mids, and there you go.
Top to mids and your bottom to mids, and there you go.
Yeah, on my scope here, it looks pretty close. My bottom end may be just a hair higher, but not much. It should be really pretty balanced, somewhere around 100, 120 mid-range that I want there.
Yeah, that sounded good. I just caught the end of that, but I didn't take a chance. I didn't have a chance to look at the spectrum analyzer, but it sounded good, Roger.
All right, I just wanted to jump in there and say I ain't talked to you for a long time. I heard you in there. I talked to you years ago, but it's been a while. So, all right, I'll say 73s and I'll talk to you. Also, all right, I'll say 73s and I'll talk to you sometime. Pretty bad. I don't know why, but the rest of the radio sounds great. 7300, can't beat them. 73s, take care. God bless. We'll catch you later.
Roger. And we're running 4 internet SDRs, and we just went around the horn there. So again, if you wanted to see what you sound like in Georgia, PA, and Virginia almost instantaneously, that we have a chevron on the right side of our screen that denotes where we're listening from. And we have a 6-position rotary switch, and we can just go through those, within a second to sample. So if you'd be interested in that, again, that would be the KC9VKV logbook on a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger?
YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger?
QSL, I had to laugh there for a minute. I got to look, and I was on 7.188.0.31, so probably sounds a little better now since I'm directly on frequency. All right, 73s, you take care. There's probably somebody out there that needs your help there. So 73, take care. God bless. Catch you later. KB3, WBX.
Roger, Jeff. Well, you were close enough for government work. I couldn't tell, when it's that .02, I can start to hear it there, Roger.
That .02, I can start to hear it there, Roger.
Yeah, I wasn't near that close. I was only like 188.032, so yeah, I wasn't even, you know what I mean.
Close enough. 73, Jeff, you have a great afternoon. Good to talk at you, buddy. Catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Bravo.
Station ending in Bravo, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Station ending in Bravo, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
This is W4 Whiskey Foxtrot Bravo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Bravo, Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Whiskey Foxtrot Bravo, Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
My name is Roy, Romeo Oscar Yankee, and I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Roger, Roy, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Roy. Running today, sir.
I'm on D, and I'm running at 100 watts here. I can't keep using my amplifier on this band because my next door neighbor has built-in speakers in his den, and I get into his speakers. So for that reason, I do not use 1,500 watts.
Yes, sir. Well, Roy, that's a way to encourage neighbors to come looking for you in hostility, which you don't want that to happen. And again, repeat your radio that you're running.
Repeat your radio that you're running.
I'm running the Elecraft K4 Delta.
K4 Delta, Roger, Roger. Well, it's second to K4, I think, that we've run across this afternoon. We usually suggest that you double-check to be sure you're in the 100 to 2900 bandpass, transmit bandpass, Roger?
900 bandpass, transmit bandpass, Roger?
Yes, I am. My high is 2.9 and my low is 0.1.
Yes, sir, exactly. That's called wide mostly. Most folks say that's a wide mode, and that's the best mode to operate on, because if you get higher capabilities than that, then you do have people coming to look for you with pitchforks, because you'll be, maybe it's flattering a little bit, so you don't want to do that. And if you go below that, then you're compromising your top-end audio. So with that in mind, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Just depends on how your input to your compressor is labeled, 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Labeled 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Well, all I know is compression I take it up to about 15 or 17, and that because I'm on CESSB, and I was just maybe I need to check that out.
Roger, Roy, we're just looking for a third of that compression capability. So if you want to backstep there and just say, if that's a rotary control that you're doing, we probably want it to be about 930 or thereabouts, Roger, just a third of the capability of the compressor.
30 or thereabouts, Roger, just a third of the capability of the compressor.
Well, I'm on compression, let's see, compression, a 13. I'm giving 13 dBs of compression here with CESSB.
Well, like I say, we're just looking for a token amount, so just a third of that compressor, Roger, Roger, just a third of it.
Just a third of that compressor, Roger, Roger, just a third of it.
Okay, I'm on compression number 4 dBs of compression right now. Did that do anything?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. We'll just leave it right there. Now, let's move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, audio. Stretch the A. Don't stress the word, but just say the, stretch the A part of audio. With mic gain in hand, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3, or thereabouts.
To 2/3, or thereabouts. Let's see here. Audio. My ALC is hitting 5. It is hitting. It only has two numbers on 5 and 7, and it's hitting 5 right now. Audio.
Roger. So you don't want to stress it, just say it, And so we're looking then for, can you determine where mid-scale would be on that ALC reference?
Be on that ALC reference? The recommended amount of ALC is, wait a minute. I think I need to turn the compression off. Okay, my ALC is running right at 5, and it just wants to flicker up maybe a little bit towards 6, but that's all. And that anywhere from 5 to 7 is what Elecraft recommends.
Roger. Well, you're running about 5 dB dynamic range, which we're looking for maybe a 3. So, but maybe you don't want to run that. With a 3 dB dynamic range, you're loud, but the words are clear, and you're at that 3 dB dynamic range. Your modulation is running. Average peak modulation is 80 to 85%. Roger.
Average peak modulation is 80 to 85%, Roger. Oh, okay. Well, should I turn my mic gain down a little bit?
Well, again, your ALC is the reference for that radio. That is your Bible. The ALC is the Bible for the radio. We normally recommend mid-scale to 2/3. However, you would interpolate that on your ALC. I'm assuming it's different than other ALCs, Roger.
Assuming it's different than other ALCs, Roger. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm running the mic gain of 20. I was at 27. Now I'm at 20. I'm at mic gain of 20.
All right, I've got your audio up on my view meter, and I've got it calibrated for a 0 level, and you're hitting that consistently. So I would say, we're doing pretty well there. There's no blow-by, which is indicative. If you were running at a lesser dynamic range, a wider dynamic range, then you would start having a blow-through my 0 level reference. But you're hanging right there on your peak, so let's just leave that. I would suggest that you crank in a little more top end for intelligibility on your EQ, though. I would suggest maybe a 3 clicks treble boost on your EQ, Roger.
Clicks treble boost on your EQ, Roger. Okay, let's see here. Okay, at which range would you suggest? 120, 1600, 2400, or 3200, or what?
Yeah, let's do a 32 plus 4 at 3.2K. Plus, make that plus 3 at 3.2K, Roger. And do you have a variable envelope sizing on that?
Do you have a variable envelope sizing on that? 15 right now with it. So you want me to take it up to 18?
I'm sorry, we doubled. Repeat what you were saying.
I'm sorry, we doubled. Repeat what you were saying. I was saying my 3200 is at plus 15 right now. 15 dBs of increase on 3200 right now. You want me to take it up to 18?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait a minute. The only thing I can go is up to 16. 16 as far as I can go.
Roger. Do you have anything around 2.7?
Roger. Do you have anything around 2.7?
I've got 2.4. I've got plus 13 on 2400.
I want you to kick that up 3 clicks. And I'm going to ask you if you had a variable envelope width. Can you adjust the width of that EQ?
Envelope width. Can you adjust the width of that EQ?
I'm not familiar with that. I don't think so. Now I'm at 16.
16 plus 16 dBs on both 2400 and 3200.
All right. Is your mid-range flat? That's the thing. You want to keep your mid-range flat if you can there, from say 700 cycles to 1.4. All that in there should be flat. Roger.
Okay. Well, I've got 800 is at 0. It's right at flat, and then I've got 1200 at plus 5.
That's the one. Take that back to flat.
The 1200 back to flat?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1200 is at flat now. Does that sound better?
Yes, sir. It was really mid-rangey, so pulling that back to flat. EQs are designed to balance the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. And if we boost the mid-range, it's so much harder to strike a balance from the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. So because of that, the 7300, 7610, all those radios don't even put a mid-range EQ frequency in there because they want that to be flat, and so they just don't even put it out there for people to mess with. And so then you have a two-band EQ, top and bottom. It's a simplicity personified there. But you know, in your situation, you have many EQ controls. You just want to be sure that that mid-range is flat. Now, I would say go back to that. Can you shift those frequencies, or are you locked into those frequencies?
Oh, no, I'm shifting those frequencies.
Okay, take that 2.4 up to 2.7. Take that 2.4, bring it up to 2.7 frequency, Roger?
Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you meant. No, I can't. Individual frequencies.
Alrighty. Well, then I would take that 2.4, 3 clicks additional boost from where it is. 2.4 plus 3 clicks additional from where you are. 2.4 plus 3 from where you are. I will leave the 3200 where it is. I'm starting to lose you there a little bit. You're down to about dB over my noise level, but that 3200, leave it where it is, and I wanted you to advance the 2.4, 3 clicks additional boost from where you are.
I can't because they're plus 16, and plus 16 is the max that I can boost them.
I got you. So do you have anything between 2.4 and 3.2? Is there anything between there?
2.4 2.4 and 3.2? Is there anything between there?
I've got, no, there's nothing in between 2.4 and 3.2. There's nothing in between.
I got you. Well, I think we're pretty close there. I'm looking to you on my Rochester SDR, and you're sounding really good there. Of course, that SDR does not have the bottom end response flat down to 100, but it's sounding really good where you are. So if you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. This will be cut number 1 of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. I really appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir, Roy. At least we got rid of that mid-range stuff there, that 5 dB at 1.4 or 5, whatever that was. That was the main culprit that was giving you a real mid-rangey mic sound, Roger.
A real mid-rangey mic sound, Roger.
Okay, well, I want a little more present. To sound better, and I hope that I get that. Jim, thank you so much.
Yes, sir, Roy. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. My name is Jim, and we are recording now live till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
L-J-E.
J-E. Come back slowly, phonetically, with the call sign.
Phonetically with the call sign.
Yeah. KC9VKV. Here are Kilowatt 4, Lima, Japan Echo, Eden, North Carolina, K4, LJE calling, sir.
Yes, sir, Jim. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, sir, Jim. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing real good there, Jim. Good to hear. Excellent on your 7300. Excellent on your 7300. I had to listen very closely to it. It's a huge difference over your other one. I like it. Over.
Yes, sir. This one doesn't have quite the output that the other one has. The other one's got, I think, maybe 300 and some odd watts, a little bit hotter, but the audio is probably a little mushier than this one is, Roger.
A little mushier than this one is, Roger.
Yeah, it is. This one is cleaner. It sounds very good, but I don't have any problem copying you. I got you about a 10 over 9. Conditions are kind of up and down here a little bit, but I just thought I'd give you a shout. We got us a new play toy here. We have a Shure SM7B, Sugar Mic 7 Bravo Shure microphone here that will be station as the top dog that we have here now. So I just thought I'd come in here and say hello and see how it sounded, okay?
Roger, Jim, I've got you on my local antenna, and looks like you could raise the bottom there a little bit. I know you like to be down there at maybe 150 cycles or so. So I would say maybe +3 at 100 or thereabouts.
Well, there's a little bit, but I'm on my heat kit rig. I'm on my SB401 transmitter. I plan to move the Drake back in here. Hang on one second. That's just a tad bit more right there, so I don't know what that's doing to us. KC9 Victor Kilo Victor K4 LJE, Eden, North Carolina.
Roger, we could probably fatten up just a little bit too. Maybe a compressor on at a 3, which I think you normally run compressor on at a 3, and then double check your ALC with the mic in hand and that magic word audio. Adjust for mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC by mic gain manipulation, as you say the magic word audio.
Yeah, okay. Well, we got a little bit more ALC here now, but we don't have the compression in line right now. We have to have it outboard because this one doesn't have one. So I'll tell you what, we'll just come back. We'll come back and have the compression in line. Intend to do that anyway when we get the Drake back in here. We've been playing around and make sure the stuff that we've got is all still working. But we do have another piece of gear. We have the Drake L7 Amplifier. We rode all the way to Mayfield, Kentucky from Eden, North Carolina to pick up this amplifier and rode back the next day. And we love this thing. It's probably very close to about 1,400 watts out here. Somebody's beefed up the high voltage here. So far, so good. I just love this thing. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, I think you did the total right thing about going and picking them up, because it's, unless you do extensive tear down and packaging on a big amp, it's going to get hurt in shipping. And so I do suggest go to pick it up, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. Yes, indeed, and we got to meet the gentleman we got it from, and always good to have new friends, and always good to meet new people. Yes, indeed. Yeah, well, I appreciate the critique there. Yeah, we're gonna get the compression back in here. We can fatten it up a little bit. I can go on the SDR and worry everybody else to death. I can usually tell when there's a difference there, and thank you. Yeah, this is quite an old rig here, and she's still going. Probably need a new set of finals in it too, and that'll help a lot here on this rig, I'm sure. KC9VKV, thank you very much, and I'm gonna go check and see. We're babysitting the daughter's dog. Babysitting the dog. My daughter is in the country of Greece for a Greek wedding of a friend she met in New York City. So I hope to the good Lord she makes it back on the airplane tomorrow from Greece. So we've been babysitting the dog for like 3 weeks, and I'm going to go check on her to make sure the dog doesn't have her down for the count. Thank you much again, 73s. God bless you. And next to Louisville, Kentucky, KC9VKV, K4LJE.
Roger, Jim. And what was that radio again you're running?
It's a SB401 transmitter and a SB303 receiver.
Sugar Paul?
Sugar Bravo 401.
Roger. All right, Jim, good to hear you, buddy. I miss you. Don't be such a stranger. Drop in anytime. And again, if you want to hear that great radio, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Take you right to this recording. We'll have it up by tomorrow noon.
Yes, sir. Thank you much. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate your work. You're doing a good job. Always good to hear you in here. K4LJE. See you later.
Roger. 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VE3DAG.
DAG. Come back slowly, phonetically with the call sign.
Victor Echo 3, Delta, India, Germany.
DIG, is that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger.
Roger, and what's the name there?
Yeah, the name here is Caesar, Charlie Echo Sierra, Alpha Romeo Echo, and I'm located near the city of Toronto, just listening in there, and thought I'd come by and say hello.
Roger, Caesar, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm with the, right now at the moment, using the ICOM 7800.
Alrighty, if you'd be interested in a setup procedure, first to verify that you're in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode.
Yeah, that's, I'm running on the 100 to 2900. I just want to mention I do have a
an external equalizer in line. I have I'm not sure if you're familiar with UR6QW. It's Ukrainian equalizer, 10-band equalizer, Jim. Over.
Not familiar with that, but I would suggest running either your outboard totally or your inboard totally. Don't run both at the same time, Roger.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty well just using the outboard right now. I have everything pretty well flat in the radio.
Yes, sir. So our setup procedure starts with your compressor engaged at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of its capabilities. Roger?
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, it's sitting in between 0 and 5 there, Jim.
Out of how many?
The compression is, the scale on the ICOM is, I'm running the compressor through the radio. I don't have a compressor on the outboard equalizer, so that's off. So I'm running through the radio compressor. It shows here 0 to, I believe, 30 dB.
Alrighty, so actually you probably should be on a 10 to get a third of that. If it goes 0 to 30, if you were on a 10, that would be a third of it, Roger?
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, I mean, if I say audio, it's 9 or 10 there.
Alrighty, now we would move to the ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say that magic word, audio, drag the A out. Don't stress it too hard, but just drag it out, audio, and as you say that word, adjust your mic gain until your ALC reading is mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, very good. Audio. 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 Yeah, so it's about 80% there.
Alrighty, now give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system. And you need to work that mic consistently the same way as you did your audio. Work it just like that, Roger?
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Well, the antenna system here is I'm using a rotatable dipole for 40 meters. I just put it up last weekend, so it's sitting about 70 feet on the tower, about 42 feet long. So that's the antenna that I'm running right now, Jim. I do have another 40-meter antenna, which is a double bazooka for 40 and 80. Back to you, KC9VKV, or VV3VIG.
Roger, Caesar. I just took a kind of a hit there. You went down, so I couldn't really tell. Let me pull back to Milford and see what we got there. And just tell me about the best thing you like about your radio.
Yeah, okay.
Radio.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Well, this radio here is one of my favorites, the ICOM 7800. My older radio that I have in the shack here, but it's a fantastic radio. Great receiver, great build on it. Feels solid. Can't go wrong with the ICOM 7800. Back to you.
Roger, Caesar. Well, I went down to Georgia, and you were about 5 dB hotter there than up on Milford for some reason. Usually it's just the opposite, but right now you're banging away down in Georgia. I would consider maybe adding a 3 clicks additional treble EQ, 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
Okay, on the radio itself.
I would. Would it be that difficult on the outboard to do that?
Would it be that difficult on the outboard to do that? No, not really. I mean, this outboard equalizer runs from 90 hertz to 4.5 kilohertz. So we have 90, 150, 220, 350, 500, 800, 1.3K, 2K, 2.9K, and then 4.5K.
Yes, sir. 2.9 plus 3. 2.9 plus 3. And do you have, can you adjust the width of your EQ curve, or are you fixed on the width?
Are you fixed on the width?
I believe I'm fixed with the width. Yeah, I don't see anything here that's got the width, Jim, over.
Okay, so 2.9 plus 3. 2.9 plus 3.
Plus 3. 2.9 plus 3.
That's plus 3 additional from where you are.
We just moved the 2.9 3 clicks up. Now, the scale on this equalizer goes from plus 12 dB to minus 12 dB. So right now that 2.9 is sitting about 6 dB with the additional 3 clicks.
Yeah, I was, and I'm glad you did that. I meant plus 3 from where you are, and that's what you did, so that's good. Gosh, why don't you tell me in 10 seconds or so about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to you now.
About the best thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to you now.
Yeah, okay, very good. Running here with the ICOM 7800, an older radio that I have in the shack. Great radio, great receiver. The layout is very simple to use. Great setup on the radio. Maybe to run this radio. KC9VKV VE3DIG.
Roger, Caesar. Now I got you back on my local antenna for a minute. Why don't you give me a plus 2 clicks boost at 100 cycles?
Okay, so do you want the bottom end to go up a couple?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So we don't have the 100, but we have the 90. So 2 clicks up on the 90. That's what we did from the original setting that we had before. So 2 clicks up on the 90 hertz. Over.
Roger. And I was listening on my local antenna. You're nice and flat down the line there, really nice, and exceptionally nice on the SDRs since they're rolling off. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, call it a search, KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2200 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, very good, Jim. Well, thanks for the help. I've been trying to hear, but I've been trying to get all radios are different, and the ICOM 7800, as you know, the ICOMs, you have the treble and the bass only, and I had this US6QW box equalizer that I had, so I mean, I think it's a good addition to the radio. I mean, the ICOM sounds good on its own, but this gives it a little bit more if you choose. I'll be going on your YouTube there, and I'll listen in tomorrow. See how that sounds. Back to you, KC9VKV VE3DIG.
Roger. And now we have the chevron on the right side that shows where we are at the moment as far as what SDR we're in, or whether we're on the 7300 or just where the audio is coming from. So you can look at that as we go around and see what your signal is at various places around the country. And like I say, we'll have this uploaded by noon tomorrow. And keep in mind also that the SDRs are rolling out at about 250 cycles or so. So when I'm on that 7300, we're flat down to 100 cycles. Roger?
Orders, and stopped building the wall right after the election, leaving us vulnerable to illegals, criminals, and foreign terrorists.
Attention,
but
Obama,
I got
George
everything there,
Soros,
Jim, no
and
problem.
Joe Biden.
Some attention there, but
Maybe next time I'll have my other radio, we can give it a
This
go with
isn't
one
the
of the other
America our
radios.
soldiers fought and died for.
Thanks for
Why
that.
are there homeless veterans living on the street?
Roger, Roger, Caesar 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by. We do have some inconsiderate a-holes messing with my free speech. I do not appreciate folks messing with my free speech. You know, in another time, another place, I would be coming looking for you with a 12-gauge shotgun. So just be glad that this is not that time. You know, it's not nice to key on other folks and mess up their conversations. You know, it's just, you know, we got them. But thank gosh it is time that I look by the clock and I see there's a dead fly. Ooh, so I got to get out of here. We'll say 73 all, and if you participated and wanted to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 2,200 some odd Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So, with that being said, we'll say 73 all, and this is KC9VKV, returning the frequency to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV, clear.
73, Jim.
Really cool thing you're doing there, Victor Echo 3, Kilo, Juliet X-ray.
Thank you.